Bam! And we got YouTube going too. Picture's looking pretty good so far. We'll just keep it like it is. Like it. Check a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be over there. Right. Here we are. Let's do it. Superior Mailman. First one on. How you doing, brother? How's your day been? How's your night going? How's life going? I hope and pray things are going good for you, man. Good, good. You had a good day at work? I'm assuming you work today. What is today even? Tuesday? Got it going on TikTok and YouTube again. Tried to get the cameras a little more even so I'm not like up like this on YouTube or down like this on TikTok. So hopefully it looks alright. Just kind of a little tiny short back and forth there. How are things going with your coaching, man? Things starting to do better? Did you talk to that one guy? Joel, what's happening, brother? Thanks for hopping on. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate it. How's your day going? I've seen you on, like, I think 2 other lives now, or 1 other live. You were on Jay Sorrow's live. Wait. No, you were on... What the hell? Which ones were you on? 33 Degrees. I know you were on that one. Sup? Oh, you have a call with him tomorrow, so you haven't talked to him yet? Dude, appreciate the inspiration for the video, though, so thank you very much. Everybody on YouTube, if you guys want to hop on, join in the chat, add anything in the chat you want. We're talking about whatever you guys want. Free coaching, mentoring, advice, motivation, talking about whatever. Yeah, you were on Kratz and you were on 33 Degrees, man. That's awesome. How you liking those guys? They're both really good guys. Very blessed to have met them and very thankful for them. Thank you very much, Joel. I appreciate that. Living Man, how you doing, buddy? How's it going, brother? Saw you hop into Jay Sars for a little bit. We're glad you're here too, Joel. Very glad. I'm very happy for anybody I meet. Everybody I meet on here, I'm glad for anybody I meet on here that's a good person, that has good intentions, believes in helping people, and has a good heart. I'll put it that way, because I did like the... And I'm all for, you know, the trends and stuff like that. I don't do a whole lot of them just because that's not who I am. But the whole dad sporting dads, bros sporting bros, that kind of stuff. And I did that, and it was great because I got a lot of followers, and that was a huge benefit of it. But I also got a lot of scammers, a lot of spammers, a lot of, you know, the stupid shit in your inbox saying, hey, handsome, from random girls wearing no clothes and stuff like that. And I'm happily married, have been for like 19 years going on 20. So not interested, sorry. I'm doing good. Don't need any of that, so... Thank you. I know it's so hard living, man. It's like everybody that, like, it's like all the people that I used to have come into my lives are all doing lives now. We got, I know, like Maria, you were on earlier. Jay Saro was on earlier. Kratz is on earlier. Ryan's on earlier. The 33 Degrees. I come on at 7 o'clock. And it's funny how, like, everybody that's in this group, or all the people that, like, started, like, hanging out with each other and following each other right around the same kind of time frame and kind of hit it off together and stuff, they're all doing lives right around like within a half hour of each other, like the same night. It's funny. It's great though. I mean, everybody's doing whatever they want to do, whatever's best for them, and that's all that matters, man. It's not stepping on anyone's toes. It's not disrespectful to anybody. It's like, you know what, we're all on here to put our stuff out there, get our message out there, and help other people, and do that whatever time you possibly can. So it's awesome. I applaud everybody that does that. Got to get Joel doing lives on here now. We got to do that next. You can do it at like 7:15, you know, 15 minutes after mine starts. Lose the other half of my people. You were just testing a different time. How did it go? Did you get a lot of people there? You don't know what works. You're thinking 5 a.m. Central. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out too. Like the other day, I've done this a couple times now when I'm at the gym, and I call it the stairway to hell when I'm on the Stairmaster after I get done lifting. And well, there was one day last week I hopped on and started doing a live while I was actually lifting, and I think a couple people hopped on, just some of the people I'm friends with that come on the lives all the time and that I interact with most. They came on just to see what I was up to, and I did the same thing when I was doing cardio one day after I got done lifting. I hopped on. I was like, you know what? I'll just hop on while I'm doing cardio, try to give some coaching, advice, mentoring, whatever people need. Just talk to people, whatever. And I did it the other day, and I was on there for like 15 minutes, and I had one person pop on, one person pop off, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm just gonna turn YouTube back on, listen to some motivational stuff, and focus on this. Joel, I don't believe that at all, dude. I do not believe that at all. I've seen your profile. I've seen your pictures. I've seen, dude, you got a face for, dude, look at me. Look at me. I'm a 52-year-old bald dude. You're good, man. You're good. Yeah, too many scams and stuff. "5 a.m. Central." So I'm trying to remember, Marie, when you do your, so that's the same time you do your Facebook Live too. Are you broadcasting on both at the same time, Facebook and TikTok? Because I'm on YouTube and TikTok right now. I don't have anybody on YouTube, not that I know of anyways. They may be watching from the background. There may be people watching TikTok from the background. If you are watching from the background, if you're watching from the YouTube, if you're watching from the For You page and you haven't come on yet, hit that live button. My name's Cliff Shuffler, motivational speaker, life coach. I get on every single night, Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I give out free coaching, free mentoring, free advice, free motivation, free whatever the hell you want to talk about. I don't sugarcoat things. I'm very blunt. I'm very direct, but I'm not mean about it. I'm a nice guy. But it's no pyramid scheme. It's no click funnel. It's no me trying to rope you into a coaching program. I'm literally here just to help people. Yeah, so Joe, I think you need to just test the waters and get on there and accept the way you look, love the way you look, and just go for it. Just hit that live button. What are you guys talking about? Oh, your phone died. Yeah, the same time you do your private group, you're doing the TikTok, I know. That's awesome. Breckenridge in the house. Holy moly. What are you doing, Breckenridge? We got a special guest in here tonight. How's things going, brother? How's life? How's the workouts? You're usually headed about a workout right now, aren't you? I think you missed this last week. I'm simulcasting now. I'm on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. So I'm trying to get my stuff out there on YouTube a little bit more. Not pushing it too hard right now, but just kind of testing the water, seeing if I get any kind of response and stuff like that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Runner Jace, thanks for hopping on. Let's go, Breckenridge, our hype man in the house. So I'm trying to stay pumped tonight, guys. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay motivated. I'm trying to stay optimistic, I guess you can say. And you can see the thought I put up there, and I want you guys to read that thought, and I want you to think about it. And I know you guys have heard me talk about this numerous times. And those of you on YouTube, I know you can't see the thought. It's the thumbnail, but it says, you are the most important person that you will ever have in your life. And I've had people disagree with that. So like, well, I got kids, I got a wife, I got parents, I got this and that, and I get it, right? I get it. But the thing is, and the thing I tell people all the time is, every single person that's in your life, even the people I just mentioned, they're all temporary. The only person that's going to be there every single second of every single day of your life from birth to death is you. And you're the person you need to put first, because that is the most important person you need to focus on. That's the only person. My wife and kids, I love them to death, but there's a time my wife, I didn't know her and my kids didn't exist. My parents, more than likely, are not going to be in my life for the rest of my life. Everybody is a temporary part of your life except you. You're the only one there every single day, in and out, over and over and over, every single second. That's the one you need to focus on. That's the one you need to put as a priority. And once you do that, once you put yourself as a priority, every single other person that you interact with in your life is going to benefit from you being the best version of yourself that you possibly can. But sometimes in order to focus on yourself, in order to put yourself as a priority, in order to become the best version of yourself, sometimes that means making sacrifices. Sometimes that means stepping back from stuff. And sometimes that means letting go of some stuff that you want to do. And I'm just being straight with you guys, man. I'm a little down tonight. Those of you that are closer to me and in certain groups and stuff like that already know. I'm not mentioning any names or anything like that, but I've seen this happen time and time again, where people get on social media, they start hitting it hard, they get after it, they're doing all this stuff, and they start I don't know if they're taking on too much, if they just can't handle the pressure of having to post every single day, if they get discouraged. I have no idea, to be completely honest with you. But one of my good friends that I've been interacting with for a while just kind of disappeared off TikTok, and everybody started asking where he's at, what's going on, how are things going, and I finally heard back from him, and he didn't give me a whole lot, just said he's good, just not doing TikTok anymore. I don't have any details, but that bums me out. It bums me out, but it makes me happy at the same time. I'm glad that he's taking a step back, focusing on himself, hopefully, and taking care of himself and getting whatever he needs to get in order, and realize that he's the most important person in his life. All these people that you interact with on TikTok, like, I love all you guys. You guys push me. You guys drive me. I'm on here to help you guys. I'm here to coach you. But if it came down to it, sorry, bye guys. I'm going to go focus on me. If it came down to the point where I had to choose between me, my well-being, and my mental health, or my family, and the people that I interact with on TikTok, I'm choosing that every single time. I'm going to choose me every single time. Can't care for others if you don't care for yourself first. Exactly, Joel. Exactly. It's us that's helping you with the motivation to go live. That's awesome. I love hearing that, Marie. That is great. It took you a while to get the courage to do the podcast. Baby steps, baby steps. You know, sometimes you got to quit dipping your toes in the water and just jump the hell in, though, Joel. Jump the hell in. I'm scrolling back through the comments now. So, Joel, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to there about how I'm allowed to. Tomorrow's another day. I don't know if you're talking about me being a little bummed out today or what, but every day's a new day. C-Mac, what's happening, brother? Thanks for hopping on. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You got to put yourself first. You live your life by that rule. Facts. I do all the time. I don't know why. Oh, being bummed. Yeah, you know, and it comes and goes. It's not. I'm not like super bummed out. I mean, it makes me sad to see somebody that was doing so much for so many other people, including himself, to disappear. But that doesn't mean he's quitting. That doesn't mean he's stopping. That doesn't mean that he's giving up on his hopes, his dreams, his drive, all the goals and stuff that he had when he was on here, just, you know, day before yesterday. And I hope that he's okay. I pray that he's okay, and I pray that if he's not, that he reaches out to somebody, because he's got a lot of friends on here, a lot of support on here, and it just bums me out. But like I said, it makes me happy too, because maybe he's realizing, like, hey, you know what, this is becoming too much, and I can't handle the pressure, and it's starting to really get to me, and I need to take a step back, and I need to focus on me and put me first again. Like I said, I don't know the ins and outs of it. All I got was, I'm okay, just not doing TikTok anymore. No, we're not robots. We actually have feelings. We actually have emotions we have to deal with. We have challenges we have to deal with. We have stressors we have to deal with. We have jobs. We have family. We have friends. We have obligations. We have things we want to accomplish, things we have to accomplish. We got tons and tons and tons of pressure every single day, everybody. Every single day that we wake up. I love this. This is Dana White says this in one of the motivational. I listen to like tons and tons of motivational videos. That's like all I have cranked 24/7 usually. Not 24/7, but every time I'm driving in my car or I'm working out at the gym, that's my motivation. That's what I listen to. I don't jam music. I don't play that stuff loud. I listen to motivational stuff. I just turn on YouTube. I got a few channels I follow that don't take out all the cussing and stuff. It's real, it's raw, and it's just in your face motivation. I love it. And Dana White says, you know, every morning when you wake up, life is standing right there to punch you in the fucking face. It may be a flat tire. It may be you show up to work and find out you lost your job. And you got to prepare yourself to battle with that stuff. And I was talking about this last night on my live, I think, when Jay Sorrow came on and joined me, is I'm not training for anything, guys. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I mean, I'd love to be a bodybuilder, but I'm 52 and I haven't done steroids and I won't do steroids. But I'm not training for anything. I'm not an athlete. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I don't have any competition coming up. I don't have anything on my plate right now that I'm working towards other than becoming the best version of myself and preparing myself for the inevitable shit that life is going to throw my way. Because it's going to get hard. There's something hard and bad coming in my life. Guaranteed. And that's not being pessimistic. That's not being negative. That's being real. Right? My parents, someday, they're both alive, are going to die. That's a fact of life, right? When my best friend passed away when we were 41 years old, I did not expect that. It hit me hard because I wasn't in the same place that I'm in now. Doing the hard stuff, building that mental toughness, prepares you for the inevitable challenges that life is going to throw at you. Suffering is going to happen. You can either have chosen suffering or unchosen suffering. Both are going to happen in your life, and the more unchosen the more chosen suffering you choose to do and take on in your life, the more effectively you're going to be able to handle that unchosen suffering when it does come along. Yes, life will throw things at you, guaranteed. Jessica, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Hope your day's going good. Recruiting Shares 2.0. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. Does anybody have anything? Like I said, I mean, I give my spiel every single night, right? That I'm, for those of you on YouTube that haven't heard it before, my name's Cliff, motivational speaker, life coach. Hop on every night, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Monday through Thursday. I am giving out free coaching, free mentoring, free advice, free whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. If you're struggling with something right now, if you're having a hard time in life, if you're stuck in life, if you got a dream, a goal, an aspiration, something you want to go after and you don't know how to take that step, you have something about yourself that you want to change, throw it in the chat. Let's talk about it. Let's try to get you moving in the right direction. I made massive changes in my life two and a half years ago when I had finally had enough. When the pain of God, I can't talk tonight, guys. I'm sorry. When the pain of staying the same became greater than the pain of change, and I decided I had fucking had enough, and I changed. I made a decision. I drew a line in the sand and said, these are my standards. They're not going to get me where I want to go. I got to raise my standards, and I am not going to bend. I'm not going to break. I'm not going to alter my standards day by day. These are my standards, period. And then I created discipline to hold myself accountable to those standards and to the mindset that I created back in 2015, 2016, where I created a growth mindset, a positive mindset, a productive mindset, a mindset that sees the good perspective in everything as much as possible rather than seeing the negative in everything. Oh yeah, Jessica, did you do the workouts? I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. You know, all things considered, I'm doing pretty damn good. It's been a really good day. Just got some bad news about a friend, but it's not super bad news. Hopefully it's good news. And, you know, that reminds me of a story that that I love to tell. And last time I told it wrong, somebody on the live was like, that's not how the story goes. I'm like, I don't care, man. It's close enough. But I'm going to tell you guys this story because I love this story. It's one of my favorite, and it's so true with so many things. And like the current thing that I brought up to some people right now, like I said, those of you that are close to me and certain groups and stuff like that know what I'm talking about. But it's about the Chinese farmer. Trying to find it. Story of the Chinese farmer. Sorry, I'm trying to find the actual story. Okay, here it is. Hey, some of you may have heard this before. If you've heard it, I apologize, but I've absolutely loved this story because everybody's like, I had a bad day. And I thoroughly believe there's no such thing as a bad day. There are good days where bad things happen or challenges happen. There are lessons. Every single thing bad that you think that we see as bad, that we label as bad, every challenge, hardship, heartbreak, difficulty, failure, everything is a lesson. It's working for you. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. It's working for your benefit. You may not be able to see that in the moment, but there's no such thing as a bad day. Because when you're learning, when you're growing, when you're becoming stronger, that is a good thing if you choose to see it that way. If you choose to see the lesson, if you choose to learn the lesson and move forward from it. So long ago, there was a widowed Chinese farmer. The farmer and his only son labored through the cold winds of winter and scorching rays of summer with their last remaining horse. One day, the son didn't lock the gate of the stable properly, and the horse bolted away. When neighbors learned what happened, they came to the farmer's aid. They said, "What a sadness this is. Without your horse, you'll be unable to maintain the farm. What a failure that your son did not lock the gate properly. That is a great tragedy." The farmer replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." The next day, the missing horse returned to the farmer's stable, bringing along with it 6 wild horses. The farmer's son locked the gate of the stable firmly behind all 7 horses. When the neighbor learned what happened, they came to the farmer and said, "What happiness this brings. With 7 horses, you'll be able to maintain the farm with 3 of them and sell the rest for huge profits. What a blessing." The farmer replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." The next day, the farmer's son was breaking in one of those wild horses. The son got thrown off the horse, fell hard on the rocks, and broke his leg. When neighbors learned what happened, they came to the farmer and said, "What a great sadness this is. Now you'll be unable to count on your son's help. What a failure to break in the horse properly. What a tragedy." The farmer replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." The next day, a general from the Imperial Chinese Army arrived to conscript all the young men of the village into the army. Their assignment was to fight on the front lines of the battle against a terrifying enemy of overwhelming force. The farmer's son, because of his broken legs, was not taken. When the neighbors learned what happened, they came to the farmer and said, "What a great joy. Your son avoided facing certain death on the front lines of the battle. What a blessing." The farmer said, "Maybe yes, maybe no." When things are happening to us in our lives, we don't know if they're good or bad. It's a lot easier to connect the dots looking backwards than it is looking forwards. And I can't remember the guy's name that founded Apple, but he's the one that said that. Right? We don't know what's bad or good, but we give it a certain meaning in our lives. We give a certain frame to it. We put that meaning on it. We decide what's good or bad. It's just like the saying goes, there's nothing good or bad, it's our thinking that makes it so. We're the ones that attach that meaning to the situation. But if a situation happens, a challenge, a failure, a difficulty, a hardship, a heartbreak, you're the one that gets to decide, this sucks, this is bad, my life is hard, or you get to sit back and say, cool, that sucked. What can I learn from that? How can I grow from that? What is this trying to teach me? Ask yourself that too. When's the last time when something bad happened to you, did you sit back and say, what is this meant to teach me? What is this trying to teach me? Most people's first reaction is, yeah, I'm going to get pissed off. I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to get angry. I'm going to get mad. I'm going to get resentful. Because it sucks when bad things happen to us. But to be able to cultivate the mindset that is able to sit back after that initial reaction, or cultivate a mindset that doesn't even have that initial reaction and sees every bad thing that happens in your life as a challenge that is there to benefit you and teach you something, you don't even have that bad reaction. You have a response. And your response is, what is this meant to teach me? How can I move forward from this? What lesson is this bringing into my life? And it may be a very, very, very small lesson, or might be massive. But if you never open yourself up in your mind to finding those lessons in the pain, then chances are you're going to get stuck in that pain. You're going to get stuck in that situation, or you're going to keep repeating that situation until you learn that lesson. And that's how people get stuck in life. They don't learn the lesson. I'm freaking sore. Ember Sworn, how you doing? Thanks for hopping in. I'm scrolling back now. Okay, so yes, you did do the workout. Her phone died. Well, you know what? That is awesome, Maria, that even though your phone and your computer died, that people still stuck around and did the workout. That's great. Ember Sworn, I hope you're doing good. Hope your book's doing good. Jessica's sore. Heather Runs, Texas. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate it. Edward, how you doing, buddy? Loved your video today, man. At least I think it was from today, but the most recent one I saw about you and taking care of yourself and your teeth and all that kind of stuff. Every lesson allows us to grow. Exactly. But you have to be open to that lesson. Because if you're not open to the lesson and you're constantly playing the victim, then you're never going to see that lesson, and you're going to stay stuck until you see that lesson. And I always tell people, I'm like, if you focus on the pain, if you focus on the problem, the answer is going to elude you. But if you focus on the lesson, the answer will present itself. And you'll learn that lesson, you'll see the answer, and you'll start moving forward. Thank you so much for the likes and the gifts, guys. I really appreciate it. Whoa, hey. Guys, I don't know if there's any way to like prevent that, but you sit there and you start scrolling back through the comments and stuff, and all of a sudden it zips way up. So we got Mailman saying, absolutely, if I was the Chinese farmer, I would just tell the people to mind their own damn business. I added the damn in there for you. I knew that's what you were thinking. What's up, Crooked Net Farm? How you doing? How you doing? Thanks for hopping on. I love that name, Crooked Neck Farm. Preach. Try to do that more and more. Everything is a lesson. Exactly. Try to think of one thing in your life that wasn't a lesson. That was like, oh, that's just bad. That was a bad thing that happened. There's no lesson. There's nothing to gain from that. Nothing to glean from that. That is just a bad thing that happened. And there's nothing I can benefit from that. JH says he 100% agrees. That's what he's trying to learn right now. What is this teaching me? And I've been there, dude. I've been there, JH, and you know that. I think I shared that with you in a messenger kind of privately. But, you know, when I went through a really hard time in my life, I had to sit back. I had to ask myself, like, okay, cool. This sucks. What is this meant to teach me? And I've talked about this before, guys. Instead of approaching the situation, whatever it is, it doesn't matter really what the situation is, because it creates that emotion in you. And then you have a choice. You have a decision to make. Are you going to become angry, bitter, resentful, hateful? And for me, become a bitter, old, angry man because I let this eat away at me for the next 20 years? Because I've been there. I'd done that before, right? And I knew it didn't get me where I wanted to go. So when this bad thing happened in my life, I sat back and I said, okay, I'm going to do this different. I'm going to flip the script on this. I'm going to say, you know what? Instead of being angry, bitter, sad, resentful, and bitter, I'm going to say, cool, what is this meant to teach me? What can I learn from this? And I'm going to approach it with hope, with faith, with love, with understanding, with forgiveness, with gratitude, with all the positive emotions. And it was a struggle. It didn't mean like, I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to approach it with that stuff, and bam, the pain is gone. No, I still had to go through the pain. I still had to go through the emotions. I still had to go through the struggle of overcoming that event that happened in my life. But I can tell you this, by focusing on that positive, by focusing on my mindset, by focusing on me and the way that I chose to approach it, the way I chose to respond to that situation, I got through it way faster than I ever have in the past, or I ever should have in this situation. And I came through it with more strength and more resilience than I've ever had in my life. That, to me, is the answer to approaching very difficult things. JH, you know what I'm talking about, man. Show love. Show... God, I just had a total brain fart. For like what you're going through, JH, it's acceptance, forgiveness, understanding. That's the biggest thing, especially forgiveness, because you guys have heard me say that quote before. Forgiveness is giving up any hope for a better past. Whatever's happened, it's happened. It's now in the past. It's done. There's nothing you can do to go back and change it, make it better, make it feel better, make it not hurt as bad. Nothing. Forgiveness, either of yourself or the other person or the situation or whatever caused your pain, is giving up hope for a better past, because you cannot fix your past. But people live there. They dwell there for years and years and years and waste their entire life living in the past. Because your brain, your body doesn't know the difference between a perceived past and an actual past, between a perceived event and an actual event. Every time you relive that bad event that happened in your past, your brain and your body don't know. To them, it's happening now. And that's why it creates so much stress in our lives. That's why it creates so much hardship in our lives. That's why it makes us feel the way we feel, because we're reliving it every single time. Howdy, daughter. I can just see you saying that, living man. Thank you for the gift, Edward. I appreciate it. So, Mailman, you're saying if there was no lesson, you need to look back at the experience because there is a lesson, you just haven't seen it yet? That's what I get from that, and that's exactly true. Because people that get stuck in their past, and I'm not saying people didn't have bad shit happen in their past. People have had really bad shit happen in their past. I get it. I'm not negating that. I'm not downplaying that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying you have a decision. You have a choice whether you're going to live in that hurt or if you're going to learn the lesson, leave the pain behind, and move forward. And if you haven't moved past it, it's because you haven't learned the lesson. But the cool thing about the human experience is you can go back anytime you want to and learn that lesson. Whatever it is in your past that you're hung up on, you can still go back to that and say, okay, I'm still stuck on this. What am I missing? What can I learn? What is this trying to teach me that happened to me 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Because there is a lesson in there. And when you learn that lesson, then you start to see the benefit of that situation. You start to see how that was working for you instead of against you. It's not there to beat you. Life is not here to beat you down into submission to where you lay in a corner the rest of your life and don't do a fucking thing with your life. That is not what life is here for. That's not what the challenges are for. That's not what the failures are for. That's not what the hardship is for. Life is here to build you. And you guys have heard me say it. You guys, I'm very open about my past. I'm very open about all the shit I've been through. That I was an alcoholic for 26 years, drinking myself to death. Not casual drinker with my buddies out at the bar. Every night, drinking till I was blacked out, passed out, drunk. Every fucking night. I have no idea how I'm still alive. It culminated with me drinking myself to death in 3 different hotel rooms over a 3-week period on a downward spiral into frickin' hell. And somehow, some way, in those hotel rooms by myself, drinking myself into a blackout state, having seizures because of the drinking, I lived. And I'm still here. And I tell people, as much damage as that did to me, as much damage as that did to my work, as much damage as that did to my friends, as much damage as that did to my family, the people I love most, I would not change a single second of it. It made me who I am today. It built me into who I am today, and I fucking love who I am today. I fucking love who I am today. I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a purpose, and I believe this is it. But I learned the lesson. It was a big-ass lesson, too. Big-ass lesson. Pain and struggle are both temporary. Everything's temporary. Yeah, exactly, Joel. Pain and struggle are both temporary. And I love this, too, man. I brought this up the other day. You guys know I'm like huge on quotes. Thank you very much. Maria, I appreciate it. You guys know I'm huge on quotes. I freaking love quotes. I love making up my own quotes, all that kind of stuff. But it's this great thing that Tom Hanks says, and he's just sitting around a table with some people just talking. He's like, one thing I wish people would have told me is this too shall pass. You're having a really hard time right now. Life is really tough. You got some pain. You got some struggle going on right now. This too shall pass. Life's going great right now. Everything's clicking. Everything's falling into place. Job's going good. Family's going good. Everything's just dialing right along, man. This too shall pass. It is going to pass. Life is going to go up and down. You're not going to find that happy spot, that dream paradise that everybody thinks exists somewhere where you're just going to find this happy spot and freaking live there for the rest of your life until you die. Ain't going to happen, guys. Ain't going to happen. But you, knowing that, you have a choice. You get to decide still what kind of life you're going to live. Is it going to be a life full of misery, pain, doubt, struggle, bitterness, anger, resentment, all that kind of bad shit, and turn you into a bitter old person? Or are you going to take control of your life and be like, nope, this is my mindset, this is what I accept, this is what I don't accept? Condition yourself, create that tough mindset, and build yourself into somebody that can handle whatever struggles come along. And by tough mindset, I can't think of the word right now, I just had a brain fart about a hard mindset, a tough mindset. I can't think of the freaking word right now. But anyways, developing that kind of mindset that is just tough, that can withstand anything, doesn't mean that you're this big old mean dude, that you're some kind of asshole, that you shouldn't talk to me because I got a hard mindset and I just don't, stay away from me. Fuck off. No, man. Right? I got a very strong mindset. I'm fucking working on that daily. But I'm a nice guy. At least I think I am. I don't know. People I work with say that I'm scary. I don't get that. They say I'm intimidating and I'm scary, and I just don't get that. Yes, the choice is yours. If it's a bad experience that you haven't learned from, you will experience that pain again. Exactly, exactly. Maria says, truth. Thank you very much. This. Just another Jeep guy. How you doing? Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate you coming on. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jessica's still on here. Yes, things are getting better. Can be challenging at times, but I know it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Now I got that song stuck in my head, a Bob Marley song. And if you guys have it stuck in your head now, you're welcome. But, yeah, exactly. This too shall pass. Everything is going to pass. Everything is temporary. Every single thing in your life is temporary except you. And that's why I started this off with, you are the most... People on YouTube, you can't see this, I know, if there's even anybody watching. I have no idea. But I'm talking to both anyways. But up here it says, you are the most important person that you will ever have in your life, because you are the only person you will have in your life from birth to death. You. That's it. That is so true, Jessica. So true. You got this. You're already doing great things. You are, Marie, you are doing great things. And I really hope you see that. I really hope you do. And I appreciate you asking my input. I appreciate you asking my advice. And I hope it was good. I hope it was helpful. But the thing is, like, you do you. If you're looking for something unique, be you. Because you are unique. There's nobody on TikTok like you. There's nobody in this world like you. You are the only one like you that's ever been and ever will be. So if you want to be unique, be you. That's the simplest way to do it. Whatever feels right to you, do it. I used to get stuck in this whole mantra of, I need to fit into this certain box. I need to fit into this certain square. When I wanted to be a coach, when I wanted to be a motivational speaker, I joined all these groups and I took all these classes and I got a coach and all kinds of stuff. And it was great. I learned a great deal from all those experiences, both good and bad, because you can learn from the bad, as we were just talking about. But they also teach you from the good stuff too. It's like when I was with the fire department, they're like, who's the lieutenant you learn the most from, right? And we would talk about somebody, and they would say, cool, why did you learn so much from him? And one of the ones I picked was a guy that I hated working with. I learned exactly how I didn't want to be when I became a lieutenant. So you can learn from the good, and you can learn from the bad. And I completely just spaced out where I was going with that. Yeah, wow. God, I hate it when that happens. I had somewhere I was going with that, and I got off on a tangent. Oh, I forgot my own tangent. You can learn from the good, you can learn from the bad. Yep, I don't know. It's gone. Savage Valley Gloves. Welcome, welcome. Kai, is that you? Kai Toy, is that you? I see you. If that's you, give me a thumbs up. How are you doing? I need cliff notes. No shit. Yes. Marie, keep moving forward. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm curious if this is Kai that's on here. Kai, if that's you, you better give me a thumbs up. If you're still on her, you better get in the chat. Quit watching from the background there. I'm calling you out, Kai. If she's got any friends watching too. Kai is somebody that used to work at Otter for me, and she's moved on to other things, and I haven't heard from her in a long time, so I'm curious how she's doing. Marie, you're doing great. You're doing great. And we've talked before about some of the struggles that you have right now, some of the struggles that you're faced with right now. And the cool thing is, they're temporary too. They're going to pass. Just like what I used to tell people when I worked in the jail, and they'd get all down on themselves. They're like, I just screwed up my entire life. My life is over. And, you know, I'm in jail now, and I completely threw everything away that I'd worked so hard for, blah, 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 poor me, all that kind of stuff, right? Cool. Yeah, you fucked up. You're in jail. Not the place most people want to end up. But you got two choices now. You can decide to make this the most miserable living hell that you've ever experienced in your entire life, or this can be the biggest benefit that you've ever been given, the biggest opportunity you've ever had in your life. Because right now, you got nothing but 24/7 to do nothing but work on yourself, to focus on you, to focus on where you went wrong, how you can improve, and what kind of person you want to be when you leave this place. Because everything that's in here right now, this whole thing is temporary. Hopefully they're not going on to prison for the rest of their life. But nonetheless, this is a temporary situation. Someday, these bars, these cells, these people, these guards, the shitty food, all this is going to be gone. It's going to be a thing of the past. And when that happens, who are you going to be? Are you going to get out of here bitter, angry, and miserable because you did nothing in here but dwell on the mistakes you made? Or are you going to become the person you want to become once you get out of here so you can start a new life once you do get out of here? And I got so many people started reading books, started working on themselves, starting investing in themselves. Because it's true, they got nothing but time to work on themselves. Did you see what he did there, the Cliff Notes? I assume that's what you're talking to. Oh, you guys are awesome. I love you guys. Jail can be mental, spiritual, and physical. Very good, Living Man. Very good. Because here's another little story that I think Living Man's heard. I don't know about other people. It's been a while since I've told it. So when I worked in the jail, is it? Shh. See what I have to live with? Every single day. I love you. So when I was working as a corrections officer, this is a cool story I like to tell people, all right? So when I was working as a corrections officer, I've met a lot of people in there that inmates, coworkers, nurses that delivered meds, all that kind of stuff, right? And there's these two people that I remember, and I don't know their names, I don't remember them, but one of them was completely happy, free, spiritual, driven, fulfilled. They enjoyed every single day that they had. Excuse me. Every day, every time I saw them, they had a smile on their face. They were thankful for every single thing they had, every breath they took. They were happy, they were fulfilled, man, and they just couldn't wait for another day to live their life, and it was freaking amazing. And there was another guy that I met in there. I almost gave it away there. You guys probably know now. But there's another guy I met in there, right? Miserable, unhappy, dissatisfied with life, hates everything about his life and hates himself too. Hates the fact that he's there, hates the fact that he's in the jail, hates the fact that he has to live in this freaking place all the time, right? Well, the guy that was free was an inmate that I met there. And the guy that hated his life was the guard that had to watch that inmate. The guard that got to leave for lunch every night. The guard that got to go home to his wife and family every single night. The guard that gets paid to be in that jail. The guard that signed up for, tested for, volunteered basically, and got hired on for that job is fucking miserable. And the guy that's locked up behind bars is free. Up here. This can be the most impenetrable prison that you ever experience in your life. You can get locked inside your own mind for eternity until the day you die. Yeah, we imprison ourselves by the choices we make. Not just by the choices we make, but then the choices we make mentally, as a mindset thing. We're there mentally. We're stuck in prison mentally. We make a decision, it's a bad decision, something goes bad, or we have a bad event happen to us, and we get stuck in there. We get stuck in our own minds. We create our own narrative around things as far as like what we believe things are rather than seeing things as they actually are. And there's a lot of people that deal with this. A lot of people that make up these own narratives about self-doubt, about not being good enough, not being smart enough, not being talented enough, not having the ability to do the things they want to do in life. And I'm not picking on you here, Joel, but say, I don't have a face for lives. I have a face for radio. No. Anybody can be on here. Again, look at me. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was cool. But that's the thing. People fill themselves with self-doubt. They create their own narrative in their head about how talented they are, how capable they are, how smart they are, how much talent they have. I kept myself from doing this for years. I've had this dream since 2016. Right now is the time that I'm actually getting after it more than I ever have before, and I'm not quitting this time until I make this thing a reality. But I held off for almost 10 fucking years because I had doubt. Am I ready? Maybe I need to read more books. Maybe I haven't had enough life experiences. Maybe I'm going to say the wrong thing. Maybe somebody's going to ask me, exactly, sabotage. Maybe somebody's going to ask me something or for some advice, and I'm going to give the wrong advice. And they're going to be like, you're a dumbass. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. All this doubt. I had created a narrative in my head as to why I couldn't be a coach, why I couldn't be a public speaker, why I couldn't do what was in my heart, what God put in my heart to do. Jay Sunderman, I appreciate that gift, man. That was an awesome gift. I've actually never gotten that one before. That is awesome. Yes, Marie, it is sabotage, self-sabotage. We hold ourselves back. That's why that saying is there. The biggest obstacle, the biggest challenge that you're going to face in your life is you. The only thing holding you back from the life you want, the life you deserve, is you. It's you. I was having a conversation with somebody at work about this the other day. They're talking to me about how I want to lose weight. I want to cut back on my drinking. I want to start eating healthier. Every time I look down at my belly and I see it, it makes me mad. And I get upset at myself, and I know I should do better. I know I shouldn't be eating this bad stuff. I know I should cut back on the beer that I drink, this and that. I know I should start exercising, this and that, but I just can't bring myself to do it. He's like, I don't know. I can't figure out what's stopping me. And I just sat and looked at him. I go, it's you. You're stopping you. At any second, any moment, any of you that are on here right now, you can say, I'm done. I am done living this way. I'm done accepting this in my life. That's exactly what I did 2.5 years ago when I made the changes in my life. I said, I am fucking done with this. I'm not going to accept this in my life anymore. I made a list of the things I was doing in my life that I constantly beat myself up over. The high cholesterol, the type 2 diabetes, the vaping, the eating like shit, the not working out, the wishing and hoping for a dream. The wishing and hoping was never going to bring about unless I started putting some hard work into it. For years, I beat myself up over this crap, and I had had enough. Like I said earlier, the pain of staying the same became greater than the pain of change, and I said, I'm done. I'm done. And I evaluated my standards. I said, these are the standards I currently have. Vaping, I don't need vape smoke in my body to survive. Nobody needs that shit in their body to survive. Nobody needs smoke. Nobody needs alcohol. Nobody needs sugar. Nobody needs any of that crap to survive as a human being. But we convince ourselves that I have to have it because I'm addicted to it. I have to have it because it helps me relax. I have to have it because of insert whatever fucking excuse you want to, because that's all it is an excuse. And I'm not dogging on anybody. I was there. I gave myself all kinds of excuses. And I had enough. And so I said, these are the standards I have. Vaping, that's a standard I'm accepting. And it's a low standard. And it's a standard I beat myself up over every single freaking day. And I'm no longer going to accept that in my life. From now on, the only standard I accept is that I no longer accept vaping or smoking in my life. Period. And I took a hammer to that shit the next morning, didn't go buy one, created discipline to hold myself accountable to that new standard. And that was 2.5 years ago, and I haven't gone back to it, and I never will. Oh, really, Jessica? I scrolled right past that. You did time, worked on yourself because you felt... Now, when you say you did time and worked on yourself, like you set aside time and worked on yourself, or was that in reference to my jail story that you actually did time and worked on yourself? I'm just curious, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Been there too, never went back. Jay Sorrow, what's happening? Why do we sabotage ourselves? Because it makes it easier, right? We self-sabotage so we can stay in our comfort zone. We got this little box that we like to stay in. It's called our comfort zone, right? Or a zone, whatever you want to call it, a box, a circle, a square, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's our comfort zone. It's where we're comfortable. And even though our mind might be like, I want to do better. I want to change. I want to get in shape. I want to work out. I want to start eating healthy. I want to go after this dream. I want to start doing lives on TikTok. I want to start talking to more people. Whatever the hell it is that you want to accomplish, that you want to go after, whatever's in your heart is going to take risk. It's going to take a challenge. It's going to take you putting yourself out there and taking a chance on life. And that's scary. And our brains are designed to keep us safe. So anytime you start stepping outside of that comfort zone, your brain kicks in and says, yeah, that's scary. You don't really want to do that. And it starts kicking in all these excuses as to why you can't do it. why you should stop, why you should stay home, why you shouldn't go to the gym, why you shouldn't eat healthy, why it's okay for you to have one pizza because you ate healthy for one day. And well, that's great. That's better than you've done in like 2 years. So because you ate healthy for one day, it's okay the next day to have a big old bowl of ice cream. Or I had a bad day at work. So this is the shit that I used to do. This is a great example because alcoholics are the best. Is I had a bad day at work. I need a drink. Oh, it was a great day at work. I need a drink. It's like, it's Monday, there's football on. It's Sunday, there's football on. It's Thursday, there's football on. Dude, you can find an excuse for anything. But your brain is going to kick in, and your brain is going to talk you out of doing it, and you're going to listen to your brain unless you create discipline and you raise your standards and say, no matter what, I am sticking to this. And you got to change your mindset too. You have to create a growth mindset. You have to create a productive mindset so that when those voices start coming up in the back of your head that are like, nah, you can slack off today. Nah, you don't really want to do that. That's too hard. You're not smart enough. You're not talented enough. You'll never stick with it, man. You've been to the gym over and over and over again, like 10 times in your life. You stick with it for like 2 or 3 months, and then you fall off. And that was the story that I had. That was the reality for me. I didn't think I'd ever stick with it for more than 3 months. 4 months was my record. I stuck with it for 4 months and then fell off and then had to go back and start over and then fell off and had to go back and start over. I've been at it over 2.5 years now. And I'm not stopping. I'm not looking back. But we sabotage ourselves because our brains are trying to keep us in our comfort zone. And it seems logical. So we listen to our brain and we stay right there. And once we start, thank you very much. Those are awesome. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Once you start getting out there, once you start taking those risks, you're always going to have those voices pop up. And they're going to start being louder and louder. And eventually, things are going to get hard, right? When you get in the gym, it's not easy when you first get in the gym, but it's exciting because you're like, fuck yeah, I'm just using this as a example because this is kind of Spirit Mailman. I just saw that. You're probably long gone by now, but you have a good night, brother. Appreciate it. Yeehaw! What's up, Edward? Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. But it's an example I use because when I got back in the gym, I was all hyped up. I'm like, hell yeah, it's going to suck at first. I'm going to be sore as hell, but I don't care. I'm getting in shape. I've had it. I'm not going to live like this anymore. And you get that motivation. You have mad motivation. You're driven. You're like, I am changing my life, and it's exciting. Well, guess what? At some point, it's not going to be all exciting. That pink fluffy cloud's going to wear off eventually, and you're going to be like, fuck, this is actually work. I have to actually get up early and go to the gym and lift heavy shit that I don't want to lift right now because I'm tired, because I'm worn out, because I don't feel like it, because I'm not motivated. It gets hard. It starts feeling like work. You want to go after a dream or a goal in your life? You want to create your own business, or you want to create your own stream of income, or whatever it is, you're going to have to put in some work. That's not going to be fun. You're going to have to do a lot of shit on the computer. You're going to have to do a lot of paperwork. You're going to have to do a lot of research into taxes, into all kinds of stuff, right? That shit's not fun. Getting on here, talking to you guys, coaching people, that's what I live for. That's fun. All the other stuff in the background sucks, but you got to do it. So your brain is going to start convincing you that it's too hard. It's too much. You can't do it. It's insurmountable. It's something that you just can't do. You took on too much. You bit off more than you could chew. On and on and on and on. Your brain is why you self-sabotage, because your brain gives you excuses. You listen to those excuses. You validate those excuses because you haven't created a mindset that can block them out. You haven't created a mindset that is, I still can't think of that damn word, tough enough, for lack of a better term. What the hell is it called, guys? It's not a tough mindset. It's not a strong mindset. It's a... Words are hard. But, a tough mindset, a strong mindset. To where when those voices come in, you can be like, nope. And that's where the standards come into play. And that's where discipline comes into play. Because if those voices come up and say, you know what, it's okay. You can go. You haven't vaped in 2.5 years, dude. You can hit the vape one time. It's not going to hurt you. Those standards are, no, that's not my standard anymore. I do not accept that in my life. Period. And I'm not bending my standards. I'm not lowering my standards. I'm not changing my standards for any situation or anybody. I don't care how hard life gets. There is no challenge that's going to come up in life that would make me want to go back to vaping or drinking. Because I know if I drink, I'll die. But that's why we self-sabotage. Because it's easier for us to go back in the moment. It seems like we convince ourselves that it's easier for us to go back to the way we were, to our comfort zone, than to keep pressing on. So we inadvertently, subconsciously, gotta do a puzzle piece. Live will end in 5 minutes. Okay. So our brain kicks in and starts telling us all these excuses. We listen to the excuses, we validate the excuses, and it's much easier for us to go back in the moment to the person we were, to our comfort zone, and deal with the regret later on. But I guarantee you that regret will come later on. Someday down the line, if you quit, if you give in and you self-sabotage, you're going to sit back. If not immediately, later on down the line, 10 years from now, you're going to sit back and be like, fuck, man, I was close. That's why, like, where I'm at right now, I can't stop. There's no way I could stop right now, because the amount of regret that I know I would feel immediately because I let myself down, but also 10 years down the line, when I look back and see how far I've come down in the last 2.5 years and that I gave up on that shit, I couldn't live with that. There's no freaking way. I cannot give up. We are our own worst enemy sometimes. Exactly, Joel. I'm going to scroll through here because I've been going off on a tangent for a while. See you at the top. Love that. Later, mailman. Later. You're probably long gone, dude. Appreciate you hopping on, mailman. Appreciate everybody hopping on. Awesome, Jay Sorrow. Jail story. Awesome. 350 reset. I love that. I love that name. Fitty. Alright, I think I'm caught up. Jail story. The old man getting fired up listening. Appreciate that, Jay Sorrow. Tulip Girl, you still on here? I was talking about you last night if you're still on here. Jeff Zilla, thanks for the follow. I'm giving you a follow back, man. Hope you like the content. Hope you like the live. Edward, thank you so much for the mustache and hat. If I didn't thank you earlier. Mary H, welcome. Luminette, holy moly. I didn't think you were going to hop on. Resilient with a question mark. What are you talking about, Joel? Because I was talking there for a while. I go off on tangents. You guys know that. I get off on a tangent and I just go and go and go, and I want to make sure I get my point across and talk about it. So I appreciate all the likes, appreciate all the gifts. Edward, you're going to head out. I appreciate you coming in, man. Appreciate the hat and the mustache. You have a great night, brother, and you keep taking care of yourself. Jeff Zilla, I'm glad you like to talk, man. We all do it, man. We all self-sabotage. We all try to keep our minds try to hold us back, and we got to be stronger than our minds. We got to tell our minds, I'm in charge. I'm taking over. I'm creating the life that we deserve, and you will thank yourself later. But if you don't do it, you will definitely 100% regret it later. And once that regret sets in later on in life, man, most times it's too late. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's that quote that I love so much. I put it in Kratz's life tonight. It's a quote by Jim Rohn. It says, we will all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. You're still in the midst of coding. Still? Damn, dude, give yourself a break. It's still going to be there tomorrow. Oh, resilient? No, man, it's a mental toughness. That's what I'm looking for. Mental toughness. A strong mindset, stuff like that. Mental toughness. Mental toughness does not mean that you're some big, angry, bitter person. Don't approach me because I've been through so much hell that I'm just going to bite off anybody's head that talks to me and I'm mad at the whole world. That's not what mental toughness means. Mental toughness means that you've put in the work on yourself to create mental toughness so that no matter what life throws at you, you can handle it and you can move on and you can learn from it and you can become better and stronger and more resilient from it. That's what mental toughness means. What's up, Kratz? How you doing, brother? Hope your live was good. We were talking about you earlier, as always, because you're famous. Kratz, you're doing awesome, dude. You're doing really awesome. I really enjoyed your post today. It was very real, very authentic, and a little freaky with the first sentence you said in there about quitting or taking time off or whatever. And actually, Kratz, I don't know if you were on here just a second ago, but I was just talking about the quote that I put in your... Yeah, it was on your post. I said it in your live, but it was on your post that we will all suffer one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces, and regret weighs tons. And that's that weight that you're feeling, man. Like, trust me, dude. There's a lot of days that I'm just like. But there's days that I don't post. There's days I don't post. I get busy. I start doing stuff. I like posting first thing in the morning. I think that's when people look for my posts mostly, and the people that I interact with the most. That's usually when they're on TikTok and respond to my post, but I get responses throughout the day, but that's when most people see them. It's first thing in the morning. Plus, I want to get people going. I want to get them motivated. I want to get them pumped up first thing in the morning. If they're trying to go to the gym, they're just getting up for work, whatever the case may be. That's why I like doing them in the morning, is to get people fired up and motivated first thing. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes I get busy. Things come up, and it gets to be like 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh, shit, I still got to make a video. And then it gets to be 12. I'm like, damn it, I still haven't made a video. And the next thing I know, it's like later on in the day, it's getting close to my live. I'm like, well, it didn't happen today. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. But I do know this, Kratz. I do know this from experience, is I've taken time off. And like, I come on these lives right now, and I can talk. Some nights I talk way better than other nights. Sometimes I'm a lot more fluent than I am other nights. Other nights, like one night in particular, that Living Man or Luminette was there, that I was just like, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't freaking talk at all. It was ridiculous. It was funny. I wish I had that one recorded still. But, you know, you're not going to knock it out of the park every single day. But I do know that when I took a actual break from social media, when I was on Instagram for a long time, I was hitting it hard. I was making videos every single freaking day. I took, I think, like 2 weeks off or something like that once. And then I kind of like cut out for good for like a good year or two between Instagram and then coming on here and starting to hit it hard here. Finally getting back at it, man. I love it. But anyways, I come on here every single night, except the weekends, and do these lives. I do posts every single day. It's normal, right? It's not comfortable. I still get worried. I still have doubt. I still have all these things that run around in my head, but I do it anyways. And despite the fear, despite the self-doubt, I do it anyways. But if you take time off, when you come back, and I'm not telling you not to do time off if you're actually thinking about doing time off. When you come back, for me anyways, it was like I was starting over. All that self-confidence I had built, all that self-belief I had built, all the comfort level I had with making videos, talking on lives, doing all the stuff that I do now, had gone because I hadn't done it in so long. It was like I was doing it for the first time because it had been so long that I lost that. Oh, AJT Gunsmith, how you doing, bud? It is starting over. Yeah, it is starting over. So, you know, my advice to anybody on here that's doing stuff is, even if it's not the most knock it out of the park meaningful video that you've ever made in your life, do it. Do something to stay up, not for other people, but for you. Because at the end of the day, like, honestly, none of this should really, I don't know how to put that. Like, so I get on here, I make these videos for other people, but I do it for me also. I do it because I have a message I want to get out to the world. I have stuff I want to say. I have people I want to teach, and I want to help people. I want to help people, right? So I really hope that my stuff does help people. I hope it reaches people. I hope it influences people, and I hope it motivates people. But at the end of the day, if you're doing any of this stuff for the wrong reasons, if you're doing it solely because I want other people to like me, and I want to get likes, and I want to get shares, and I want that viral video, then you may be doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're on here doing it for you, then do it for you. Because that, at the end of the day, that's the only one that matters, guys. You started your video today with an apology. I got to go back and watch that, Living Man. I was looking for one earlier to see if you did one. I think it was too early in the day, though. I don't think you'd posted it yet. Did I? I think the one I saw today is when you rode 6 miles. I don't remember. Anyways. Whew! It's 2 after. Because your video was cracked. I'll have to go check that one out. You guys are freaking awesome. I appreciate all you guys. It is 8:02 though. It is time for me to go have my nightly date with my wife. As you guys know, I come on from 7 to 8 o'clock. Sometimes I go over, and thankfully haven't gotten in trouble yet. But this was good. It was some good conversation. You know, me talking to you guys because I can't hear you guys, just see your chat. But you guys are awesome, man. I appreciate all the likes, appreciate all the gifts, appreciate all the cats. Anyways, you guys are awesome, man. I really loved coming on and doing these, and I appreciate it. Kratz, thanks for all the gifts. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for everything, guys. You guys really keep me going, and I appreciate every single one of you. You guys have a good night until tomorrow night. Yeah, it's Tuesday, right? Yeah, I got 2 more nights to go. Till tomorrow night, you guys Get out there, get after it, go get what you deserve. I love you guys. Have a great night.